Hi everyone, quick video from me on interview preparation. These are just 4 areas for me that I would always advise people look at and consider when preparing for an interview. So first is your environment. Make sure that most videos now are done over a video conference. We're not meeting people face to face as much anymore, so make sure your environment is right. Make sure you've got time and space where you're not going to be interrupted. Make sure that there's no outside distractions and that the room is well lit and the video angle is right, and all of these small things that make that key first impression. Maybe toys in the background may or may not be right for your video. That links to your energy. Make sure that when you are ready for your interview, that your energy is right. And what do I mean by that? That you've considered the people that you're talking to, the stage that you're at, the type of role you're applying for, making sure you're genuine in terms of how you come across. Now, that sounds like a really strange thing to say, but if you don't mentally prepare for the camera going on, the video going live, you may be taken by surprise by what's going on. So make sure your energy level is right. People want to see enthusiasm, but you don't want to be in people's faces. So just consider and just think about how you're going to come across on a video. Making sure you're considering the concise nature of your answers, where you need to expand and where you'll need to be more concise, so that you're not waffling and using up time that could be spent elsewhere. So environment, energy. Second would be research. By this, I don't mean just researching, where the company is, who are you speaking to on that particular interview. So your research should go much further than that. Maybe research other people within the company. Maybe they're key decision makers. Maybe they're influencers. Maybe you'll meet them, but maybe you won't. But always good to know who the senior leadership team are, who the CEO is or the MD is, if you're not speaking to them. So making sure that your research goes beyond the basics is a key factor. That could include financials. So looking up, maybe Companies House, what's their annual turnover? You don't have to have huge granular detail, but just knowing some simple figures will show that you've gone beyond the basic. Preparation. So what do I mean by preparation? This is largely about questions. Over preparing with questions. You may not need them. They may not even come up. You may not even use one of them, but having questions ready to ask. One that are important to you. So what's personally important to you in this role? What key things do you need to know to make sure you've qualified this as a great opportunity for you? But also, what other questions have you got that will also position you as somebody that is genuinely interested in this business? Is it about the future vision of the company? Is it about the role itself and what does the day-to-day activities like? Is it about the culture and whether that's going to be a good fit for you? And lastly is closing. Now, again, this is going to sound really salesy, and it may take a lot of preparation and courage to do, but get some qualification back. Even if you don't get the answer you're looking for, it shows also your intent and your motivation for the job. How have you performed in the interview? Have they seen qualities that they're looking for in what you've said? Have they any concerns after the interview with what you said? And is there anything additional that you could maybe tell them that they haven't found out, that maybe hasn't come up in discussion? And what's the next stage? And who are they likely to hear from? So these are all areas where you're not simply saying, can I have the job? But you are showing your intent and interest in the next stage and progressing, which tells them something about you as well. So they're my areas of consideration next time you're prepping for an interview. Hope they were of interest.